Warning number 3. In Matthew 24:26, Jesus said, if they say to you, look, he's in the wilderness, do not believe them. Now, where does Paul claim that his first encounter with Jesus happened? In the wilderness, on the road to Damascus. Jesus literally said, don't believe anyone who claims that they saw me in the wilderness. And Paul's entire apostleship is based on a wilderness encounter.
The fact he lies so confidently is concerning. In Matthew 24, Jesus warned against false messiahs hiding in the wilderness. Paul was on a major public road to Damascus when he saw Jesus, not in the wilderness.
Warning number 4. In the same verse, Jesus warns, or if they say to you, look, he's in the inner rooms, do not believe them. Paul claims that he saw Jesus when he fell into a trance in the inner room of a temple, and later describes being caught up in the third heaven while imprisoned in another room in a jail. So Jesus warned us not to believe people who claim to see him in private visions or in rooms or in deserts. Paul claimed all of these things.
Jesus is telling people not to go looking for a secret physical return because his actual second coming will be visible to everyone like lightning. Paul never claimed Jesus had returned to earth in a secret room. Paul had spiritual visions of the risen Christ. If all private appearances were forbidden, then in John 20:26, Jesus appearing to the disciples in the locked upper room after the resurrection would also be false.
Number 5, in Revelation 2 verse 2, Jesus congratulates the church at Ephesus, who have tested a false apostle and have found him to be a liar. Now, who claimed to be an apostle and was rejected by the church at Ephesus? Well, Paul admits in 2 Timothy 1:15, all those in Asia have turned away from me. Asia includes the church at Ephesus, the very church Jesus congratulated for rejecting a false apostle. So who are these warnings about? I don't think it could be more obvious. This is why the Nazarenes, the original followers of Jesus, led by his brother James, universally rejected Paul as a false apostle.
Wrong timeline. Paul was martyred around 64 to 67 AD. Revelation 2:2 was written around 95 AD. Jesus wouldn't be warning a church about a man who had been dead for 30 years. Misquoted 2 Timothy, when Paul says all in Asia turned away, he's talking about friends leaving him during his legal trial in Rome, not the church rejecting his theology. Here's the grand finale about him being universally rejected by the Nazarenes. It's been samurai of Christ dealing with heretics.